Okay, so are you ready to talk about uh, this WWE Raw debut on Netflix? It was
Wow.
wild.
Absolutely wild.
It was like they took like a whole year of wrestling and crammed it all into one night. I mean, you had The Rock John Cena's retirement title, changes surprise appearances. I don't even know where to start.
Well, I think what's so fascinating here is that this was clearly a very strategic move by WWE. I mean, think about it. They're premiering on Netflix, right? This is a streaming service that's known for reaching huge audiences. And they're using this debut episode to really make a statement. It's like they're saying, hey, world, we're here, and we're going to be bigger than ever.
Yeah, and they really did pull out all the stops. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. But let's break it down a little bit. Let's start with tribal combat. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa with the Ula Fala on the line. I mean,
intense.
intense doesn't even begin to describe it.
It's brutal.
And, you know, the Ula Fala is more than just a necklace. I mean, it's a symbol of leadership in Samoan families passed down through generations. So to have The Rock, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a blood relative of the Inouye family, presenting it to Reigns, it just added this whole other layer of weight to the match.
Absolutely. It wasn't just a fight for a title. It was a battle for family supremacy.
Yeah.
And the way they used weapons, the commentary desk getting destroyed, I mean, it was wild.
It was chaotic, but also incredibly compelling. And then all the surprise appearances. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, even Cody Rhodes showed up.
It was like every few minutes another major player was entering the fray.
Wow.
It definitely kept the energy level high and made the outcome unpredictable.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, who's coming out next?
Yeah.
But, okay, can we talk about The Rock for a second? I mean, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the flesh presenting the Ula Fala to Roman Reigns, it gave me chills.
It was such a smart move by WWE.
Yeah.
Bringing in The Rock, connecting those different generations of wrestling fans, it added a layer of legitimacy to the whole event.
Yeah, you could feel the respect between those two, even amidst the rivalry. It was a moment for the history books, honestly. But then, John Cena's retirement announcement. I'm still not over it, to be honest. He's been such a huge part of WWE for so long.
Yeah, he's an icon.
And to think that this is the beginning of the end of his career, it's bittersweet.
It definitely is the end of an era. But I have to say, the way he announced it, saying that he's going to enter and win the Royal Rumble one last time, that's a storyline I can get behind.
Yeah, talk about a mic drop moment. He's going out on his own terms, and he's making sure everyone pays attention.
It sets up a fascinating dynamic for the next few months. Every match, every appearance is going to have this added weight of knowing it's one of Cena's last chowder.
Oh, I know. I have a feeling there will be a lot of teary-eyed fans at those final matches. Including me, probably.
Oh.
Okay, I need to take a deep breath here because we're not even close to being done. On the same night, we had a title change. Rhea Ripley defeated Liv Morgan to become the new Women's World Champion.
Ripley has been on an incredible rise through the ranks, and this win just solidifies her position as a dominant force in the women's division.
The match itself was brutal. Morgan fought hard, but Ripley just kept coming at her. I mean, 2 riptides.
Oh, yeah, that was impressive.
That's a statement move right there.
Yeah.
She's not messing around.
She's sending a message to the entire division. I'm here to stay, and I'm the one to beat.
And then, just when you thought the drama was over, Dominic Mysterio tried to interfere after the match, and Ripley completely shut him down.
Oh, yeah.
It was brutal, but also kind of satisfying.
It showed a different side of her character. She's not just powerful, but she's smart and in control. And then, well, we can't forget that moment.
What do you mean? The motorcycle? The hat? Is that who I think it is?
The one and only Undertaker riding around the ring after Ripley's victory. Talk about a cliffhanger.
I have so many questions. But that's the beauty of a good cliffhanger, right? It keeps you coming back for more.
This debut episode was all about creating those must-see moments. And they definitely succeeded.
Okay, we need to take a breather for a second because this was just the first half of the show. And it was already jam-packed.
All right, so where were we? Oh, yeah, the Undertaker riding his motorcycle around the ring. Still not sure what that was all about.
I know, right? Like, is he back for good? What's he doing there? So many questions.
But before we get too deep into Undertaker theories, we have to talk about this next match. Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
On paper, this looked like a clear win for McIntyre. I mean, he's a powerhouse former world champion. And Jey, while incredibly talented, has often been seen as the underdog.
Yeah, For a while, it really did seem like McIntyre had it in the bag.
Oh, absolutely.
He was hitting those signature moves, wearing Jay down.
But Jay's resilience was amazing. He kept kicking out, refusing to give up.
And then he landed that spear.
The crowd went wild.
I was jumping out my seat. I was like, wait a minute. Is Jey Uso actually going to pull this off? And then McIntyre hit the Claymore, and I thought, okay, that's it. But G kicked out again? The look on McIntyre's face was priceless.
He was totally thrown off his game. And that's when J.C. Cunning came into play. He knew he couldn't win in a straight-up brawl, so he had to play it smart.
And he did, collapsing before McIntyre could hit another Claymore.
Such a smart move.
And then, bam, that roll-up pin. Out of nowhere. I've never seen a crowd react like that to an upset victory.
It was a true David and Goliath moment. Jey's Uso proved that night that he's not just someone's sidekick. He's a force to be reckoned with in his own right.
That match alone was worth the price of admission, honestly. But then we need to address the elephant in the room. Or should I say the Hulkster in the room. Hulk Hogan's appearance was, well, let's just say it generated some mixed reactions.
Yeah, Hogan's legacy is complicated to say the least. He's a wrestling legend, no doubt about it. But his past actions have definitely cast a long shadow.
Yeah, and the crowd in L.A. let him know how they felt. The boos were, well, they were loud. You could tell WWE was trying to play it safe,
Right.
having him promote his beer and the Netflix partnership. But it felt a little tone-deaf given the circumstances.
It's a tough spot for WWE. They're trying to embrace their history while also acknowledging the need for progress and change. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate these complexities moving forward.
Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay.
But we saved the best for last. The main event, the match everyone was waiting for. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
This was a clash of titans. These two have a history, a rivalry that goes way back. And it all came pouring out in this match.
Forget the technical stuff. This was a brawl.
A fight for survival.
Strikes, slams, you name it. They were throwing everything they had at each other.
And the way they incorporated each other's signature moves was brilliant. Rollins hitting Punk with the GTS punt, countering with the curb stomp. It was like they were in each other's heads trying to outsmart each other and the audience.
The psychology of this match was incredible. You could feel the intensity, the hatred, the desperation. And that spot on top of the commentary desk? Brutal.
No.
I thought they were going to put each other through the table.
They were both pushing their limits, testing each other's will. And the momentum swung back and forth so many times, you never knew who was going to come out on top.
Punk kicking out of the curve stomp, Rollins surviving the first GPS. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
And then finally, that second GCS connected. And that was it. Lights out for Rollins.
Punk got the win, but something tells me this isn't over between them. There's too much bad blood, too much history.
This feud is far from finished. I have a feeling we'll be seeing these two clash again.
And I can't wait.
So after all of that, this insane debut episode, WWE Raw on Netflix, what are your overall thoughts?
It was a statement, a declaration that WWE is entering a new era. They're embracing streaming. They're bringing back legends. They're pushing new talent. And they're not afraid to take risks.
It was a bold move for sure. And I think it paid off. They created a buzz, got people talking, and left us wanting more.
Exactly. It wasn't just a regular episode of Raw. It was an event, a spectacle. And that's what WWE does best. Speaking of spectacles, let's talk about John Cena's retirement announcement. That was a gut punch, even though we all knew it was coming eventually. I mean, he's been wrestling for over 2 decades. But to hear him say it out loud and then drop that bombshell about entering the Royal Rumble, wow.
Yeah, it's the perfect way for him to go out on his own terms with one last chance at glory. And it adds so much intrigue to the Royal Rumble match itself. Everyone will be watching to see if he can pull it off.
Oh, I know. I'm already picturing the crowd going wild if he wins.
Yeah.
It would be a storybook ending to an incredible career. But even if he doesn't win, just seeing him in that match one last time will be emotional.
It really speaks to his legacy, the impact he's had on wrestling and on fans around the world. He's inspired a generation of wrestlers, and his absence will be felt.
For sure. But, as they say, the show must go on. And speaking of the future of WWE, Rhea Ripley's victory over Liv Morgan was a huge moment. She's been on fire lately. And this win just cements her status as a top contender in the women's division.
She's a force of nature, powerful, charismatic, and incredibly talented. This championship reign could be the start of something really special. I'm excited to see what she does next.
Me too. I'm also curious to see what happens with Dominic Mysterio. He tried to help her during the match, but she shut him down. It seems like their partnership might be on shaky ground.
Yeah, it adds another layer of intrigue to her storyline. Will she embrace the role of the lone wolf champion, Or will she find a new alliance? It's all up in the air, which is what makes it so compelling.
And of course, we can't forget about The Undertaker's surprise appearance. What was that all about? Is he back for good? Is he setting his sights on Ripley's championship?
Your guess is as good as mine, but that's the beauty of it. WWE knows how to create a mystery, and they've definitely got us hooked.
It's like they planted a seed, and now we're all just waiting to see what grows from it. It's going to be a long wait until the next episode of Raw, but I have a feeling it'll be worth it.
This partnership with Netflix has opened up so many possibilities for WWE. They can experiment with different formats, tell longer stories, and reach a wider audience than ever before.
It's a whole new world for WWE.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Me too.
Well, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into this WWE Raw premiere on Netflix. What a wild ride it was.
Unforgettable.
So what did you think of this historic event? Are you excited about the future of WWE on Netflix? Let us know in the comments, and we'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of wrestling. Until then, keep those eyes peeled for more surprises. You never know what's lurking around the corner in the world of WWE.